Hey, this is Jeff Bubb from Jungle Rot.
And this is Jimmy from Jungle Rot. You're listening to Superskum.com.
Hey, we're here in Denver, Colorado with Jungle Rot, supporting Deicide on their To Hell With God tour. There is a lot of controversy about your name. What is the origin of your name?
I don't know about a controversy, but I guess it was a question in Dave's history class in high school, and it was in the multiple choice questions, and he just thought it stuck out as a name, and he named the band Jungle Rot, and just kind of took on that whole vibe from there, you know. He started it, you know.
You guys have been touring with Deicide before. What is different now compared to back then?
Different members that they have with them. Actually, it's the same two guitar players they had on the last tour. Jack from Cannibal Corpse and Kevin from Order of Ennead. But everything's pretty much the same, you know. I mean, it's Glenn, he's our buddy, you know, and Steve, we get along with them great. And, you know, when they needed direct support, you know, hey, we'll go out with them. Why not? You know, it's Deicide. I grew up with Deicide.
This is the second time you guys tour for your album in Denver. Last time you guys were here, you supported Immolation, and we couldn't make it because at the same night was Testament also, so we kind of had to pick, and Anthrax and Death Angel, so we kind of had to pick and choose. So how does the audience react to your new material?
I think the audiences love the new material, and I think, there's just a new energy with the new album, and I think people are responding to it with a lot of spirit. That's all I can say about that.
You guys been at it for 17 plus years, but stayed mostly an underground band. Do you think it's going to change now that you signed with Victory Records?
It already has a little bit, but there's nothing wrong with being an underground band at all. We'll still be an underground band even if we're with Victory. Death metal's an underground music, and it shouldn't be above ground. It belongs underground, and I have no problem being in the underground. We can do this in Victory. We can do this on any label. We'll still be underground. Doesn't matter what label puts out, fronts the money to put our material out. It's still going to be death metal. You know, anybody willing to cough up the money to do it, why not? You know, we wanted somebody to put the album out there. Victory did it. Did a great job at it, and yeah, we don't mind being underground at all.
I want to say you guys had a 4-album deal with Napalm. So what did Victory bring to the table for you guys to sign with them?
Oh, it was just, we knew they were going to be so professional. They were going to be the type of label that's behind. It was a no-brainer for us. I mean, it was, this label pushes us harder than any other label has.
Napalm didn't do any of that. That's why we didn't stay with them.
They were so far away. We couldn't even communicate with Napalm, you know, in email. You know, simple things like email because of the language barriers. And working with Victory is just unbelievable. I mean, it's just they're just there for you immediately. So.
And of course, the internet critics already said now that you guys are with Victory, your sound is probably gonna change. Set the record straight. What's your comment?
Yeah, there's nothing has changed at all. I mean,
we wrote the album before we signed to them. I mean,
not only that, this band has been doing so-called breakdowns for 17 fucking years. It's nothing new, kids. You didn't invent it.
We have a formula. We're going to stick with our formula. I mean, why would it's just like AC/DC. They don't change their formula. Jungle Rot's going to keep doing what we do, and it doesn't matter if it's on Victory Records. I mean, Victory Records is the greatest thing for this band right now.
For sure. The staff just loves us. We go there, they shower us with attention, and I mean, they call, they email. I get emails all day long from them people. You know, I mean, they're on their game.
Love us.
They're on their game. They are. I have nothing bad to say about Victory. I'm sure, I know some bands do, but you know what? I'm sure there's bad to say about every label. Let's be honest.
Sticking with the topic of labels real quick, a friend of mine tried to upload some of his music to SoundCloud the other day, and Crash Music said they had the rights to it. Of course, he had to prove it. So you guys have a run-in with them too before. So what kind of advice would you give to a band where a label is promising them the world?
Every label is going to promise you the world, especially if they think they're going to make money off of you. But there are labels like Crash who seem like they just buy it, they pick up the albums just for tax write-offs or whatnot. You know, the guy still thinks he owns the albums we put out on that label. We're going through this right now with lawyers and everything with this guy. These people are a cancer on the scene. They need, I mean, it's just, if you're going to run a label, you got to do it right. You got to promote that. You got to promote the band. You don't just print 1,000 CDs, give them 500, and that's it. You know, that's what this guy does. And if that's what your band's looking for, I mean, I guess shoot for it. You know, but I mean, I think our music deserves to be heard by more people than that.
A video for Blood Ties just came out, and is also a big, you know, people either love it or hate it.
Jungle Rot. You either love or hate Jungle Rot.
Yeah. No middle ground.
There's no middle ground. That's fine. Haters gonna hate. The song is about metal unity and brotherhood, and our scene being a metaphorical cult. Once you're in, you're in. If you're metal, you're in for life. There is no getting out, like a cult. Hence the video. If you look at the video, this woman is in a family, a family that she obviously just got out of the hospital because she tried to get out. She's back in, and they're keeping her in this time. And that's pretty much how the video is supposed to flow. You know what I mean? Me and the director sat down with it and worked it out. That's how it flows. That's how it's supposed to flow. You know what I mean? I get it. I don't know. Maybe people get it now if I explained it. We'll see. It's pretty self-explanatory.
I could argue both sides. You hired me as a lawyer, I'll fight for both sides. But to me, it makes complete sense. Just like Jimmy said, it's a brotherhood, and you know, I've seen comments about the spoon. It's like, well, don't you feel like you're getting shit force-fed down your throat sometimes? I mean, what? I'm not. This isn't rocket science. I mean,
no,
it's
the poison.
It's a piece of art.
The spoon with the poison in it is the music. You know what I mean? You can't get out of it. You're in it. If you're metal, you're metal for life. If you were metal, you never were. Just like if you were punk, you never were. You still are. Even, I mean, we're getting up there in age, and that's what pretty much the video is about. You know, and it's, you know, we did sit down and work out a couple treatments, and that's the treatment that seemed the best. You know, we think it has a real kind of King Diamond kind of vibe to it. You know what I mean? Which is fine for me and Jeff because we love King Diamond. So. But I think that's the feel of the video. You know, it's got a kind of creepy, dark King Diamond kind of feel to it. And it's about being sucked into something you can't get out of, basically.
You guys recorded all of your albums at the same studio. Why?
That's Chris DeJuric, Chris Wisco. He's been in Jungle Rot. He's just a good friend. You know, he's in the neighborhood. He's in Wisconsin. He knows exactly how this band is supposed to sound.
That's the key right there.
And every album we experiment a little bit more and more, but you know, Chris knows what he's doing with this band. We do it efficiently. We do it quick. It doesn't take us long. He helps us rewrite things. Yep. He knows what the band is supposed to sound like. So it's just another no-brainer to not go to him, because why take the chance of going to somebody else and let's be arty and hipster and try something new. You know what I mean?
It's almost as if he's a member of the band. Yeah,
he is a member. He's the fifth member.
That's how we feel about it. He's our guy.
He's played in the band. He's played bass. He's played guitar in this band. He's filled in. He's done live sound for. I mean, he's just in this band, you know. And it's just a no-brainer to not go to Chris.
When you guys got Jesse, he was barely 21 years of age. How did you meet him?
Well, I guess I'm the one that spotted him out. We were in Europe headlining, I don't know, a 3-week tour over there, and they were one of the openers, and they were from Delaware.
Nightfire.
Nightfire was the name of his band?
Yeah, Nightfire, and he just stood out to me right away as a great drummer. I'm a guy that, you know, notices technique or something, or someone that's, you know, spent a few hours getting his stuff straight, you know. And
every day he was tapping on that pad all day long, just he's in there doing it right now.
I just saw something in just, you know, I don't know, just his playing was really solid for his age, and I thought, well, you know, if it ever came to that point, I'd like to ask him. And then there we were at that point. We were coming through. We had a friend of ours from Chicago, Tony, come in and play some drums and do a tour, and we ran into him, and he was all about giving it a shot on the new album, and we did, and turned out great. So yeah, Jesse's awesome.
Speaking of younger generation, I was listening to some of your tunes, and my son came in and he said, "Oh, holy crap, who is that? That sounds awesome." And I said, "Well, it's Jungle Rot, and they've been around for almost 18 years." And I said, "And I cannot believe that they are not bigger." And my son's response was, "It's because they are playing straight up death metal with no gimmicks." What's your take on that?
I guess if there was a gimmick, it would be our sound. Right? I mean, that's kind of the gimmick, you know. I mean, we're never tried to stray from that original sound that Dave and the original band started in '94. That's the gimmick, is the easiness, the ease of getting into it. It's easy to get into. We get people every night that tell us, never heard of us before, always heard bad things, and we're completely fucking blown away just because they gave it a chance, you know what I mean? And that's kind of the gimmick. It really is. There's no bullshit. It's just, you know, we get up there, there's 4 guys, and we throw down. Old school style. Even though people say we're new to school because of breakdowns, we've been doing those forever. That's nothing new. Slayer did breakdowns. Everybody's done breakdowns. This is nothing new. It's not like we're trying to be rappers here. We're just breaking it down.
Oh, come on. Next album is going to incorporate some dubstep, right?
Probably not. I wouldn't count on it. I really wouldn't count on it. You're dealing with 4 cavemen here. They don't know what they're talking about. No.
Dave also said in a recent interview that you guys are not in the CD selling business, but mostly in the T-shirt selling business. So what can the casual fan do to help out a band like Jungle Rot?
Buy a T-shirt, absolutely. That's the only thing we're making any money on this tour. And luckily, we've been selling them. We are pretty much glorified T-shirt salesmen. It's almost like a circus act, you know, the souvenir at the end of this, you know, maybe we should have some inflated, you know, those foam fingers or something, you know. Something like foam guns.
Like Power Glove. Doesn't Power Glove do that?
Something like that. I mean...
No, you're right. CD sales are gone.
CD sales are gone. You know, we're not making any money on the show. We're just hoping, you know, the kids will put on a good show, and hopefully they buy a T-shirt or a CD afterwards, you know. Well, we're going to probably end up back... Oh, we're having a flooding issue in our jam spot. Right when we left, our jam spot flooded. And everything stunk, and we had to get everything out of there. And
yeah, that's going to take a while.
So when we get back, we have to scout out a new room and move all our stuff into that new room. And then probably take a week or 2 off and spend time with our families, and then get back together and start writing. We've been writing already.
Yeah, we're ready to do another album.
Yeah, we're just about ready to do.
Our goal is by fall to be ready for an album. So
we got a couple tunes written, a couple ideas, and we're working on it. And we just want to get another album out. We're trying to get a couple more tours for the summer and fall. We'll see how that goes. But that's pretty much it. We're trying to get a new one out soon, and get some new tours.
Last words to the fans.
Keep showing up, man. Love it, man.
Thanks for the support. We really appreciate it.